Evening all, welcome to Space Engineers. Look at this, look at what we just destroyed. Isn't that amazing? Now, I love the damage on this. It looks like a proper wreck now. Bits floating away, engines still kind of firing just. It's all destroyed. And this could be what, every ship in the game will end up like that, I'm afraid. Even this mighty SquadB vessel will eventually be destroyed and it will just be, wreckage floating in space forever. I'm loving this. I really am. I think it's just incredible. The way that they've made the gun mechanics work is just astonishing. Look at that as I just put a block on there. See how it just destroys it. Oh my god, it's so good. So good. These things are really quite interesting to see how they're gonna, I'm loving this as it stands. I can't wait to see what they do with missiles as well, because I think missiles are needed. At the moment, if I put this on here, for example, as you see, it's just going to start firing. Look at that. As you see, also we've got the missiles on the side as well. You see I've put extra turrets on there. That's pretty sweet. But look at that as it drifts endlessly. It's just not good. Now it's interesting. There's a reactor still on that, so that's why that whole module's running. Fascinating stuff. There's a reactor still live on this as well. So I think it would be good to be able just to say to the ship, right, target the reactors and destroy the ship. And then the explosion of the reactor will do just significant damage. So it means you have to basically armor your reactor. Maybe you just build, you have to put armor plates inside the reactor, and that's how armored plated it is. I don't know. But, I don't want to really build a whole structure around the reactor. But it would be good if you had, like, uranium in there and also steel plates. And then every hit to the reactor takes a steel plate to fix it. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But anyway, we'll see how this goes. But look at these things. I mean, just huge amounts of damage as it kind of fires in. And it's hitting, I think, heavy armor blocks here as well. So it's not doing significant damage. So again, this is where I think the missiles are needed. So post in the comments if you know anything about the missiles. I don't believe they work currently. They're all set up and linked, and they've got ammo, but they don't seem to obviously lock on and fire as the Gatling guns do. So sad face. But but look at that, it's hitting the hull. Eventually it will pierce the hull, and then it's into the internal workings of the ship. But this is just so good. I can't describe how amazing this stuff is. It's getting good. Anyway, so that's our wreck, and I don't think we're going to kind of waste too much more time with this. I think this has been a huge, exciting kind of addition to the game, and I think what I'm curious to do now is to build upon it. So I think there has to be a much kind of higher focus on the automation of systems within the ship. So for example here, all I'm doing is, as you see all this kind of raining death ship, I think the next steps, you see it's actually elongating the hull. Do you see how that works? I don't know if you can see that, where the targeting icon is. There you go, it shot through and it then got to it. So it does penetrate the hull. Even like light armor does take about maybe 10 seconds to break through with Gatling guns. Now with missiles, it will probably be 2 or 3 shots would actually break through the hull. So I think this is going to be interesting to see how that whole thing works. But just as it stands, it's so good. It's so much fun. I can't tell you. I'm kind of blown away by just how good the game has got with this whole thing. But I think as we kind of smash bits off this one, I think the next step for us to then focus on is missiles. So we need to build a missile system, very much akin to what we've built for the turrets here, the Gatling turrets, because I just do foresee, and the reason I'm kind of gone a bit paranoid with this is that I can just see all of a sudden, oh look, NPCs now fight back, or now we have a system to fight one another in the system, whatever it may be. And I want to be ready for that. I don't want to lose this ship to, just stupidity. And this is why I've gone absolutely nuts with the whole turret system. So I know that I have, and I went and mined a huge amount of ammo as well, so it's pretty funny. But let me show you what I did here. Is that I had to build effectively a system for the missiles as well. Now I am going to use creative just because I don't want to spend forever doing this, and I do apologize for this because I did have something similar to this, but I did lose this, which is annoying. But what we're going to do is we're going to use exactly the same momentum, all right, if you like, the purpose. As the normal Gatling turrets, which is going to be a turret sat on top of a conveyor block, and then those conveyor blocks will then converge into a single hopper, and then I know that once I've built missiles, I can then drop them into this separate hopper. Now we will experiment with maybe using the same hopper, but I think for now, this is the plan. And that's it. That's kind of how it's going to work. Now, we're not going to go crazy with missiles here because, firstly, missiles are really expensive and costly to build. over normal ammo. So for me, these are going to be like things that we're going to have to really be careful with, because I can't imagine that many ships will withstand much of a missile salvo anyway. So we're not going to build like 20 of them. I think we'll go with like 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, and maybe 1 at each end or something like that. So then the majority of the offensive capability of the ship is by Gatling gun, and that will keep small ships away. That will keep, obviously, you know, that will do damage to medium ships as well. But I think then the missiles are there for when they're needed, and the missiles are really going to be for, I guess, larger ships and so on. So that's kind of the plan. We do need to change this bridge quite significantly as well, which kind of sucks. But again, it's not really a bridge anyway. It's more of a lookout post. So we're going to have to make it a bit more of a block. And you'll see we do that. I mean, there's a reason why, because you need to get quite a bit of space for the tubes. Because you don't want the tubes to be in the way of where you walk. So you do want to kind of suspend them from the ceiling or embed them into the columns as best you can. And I think that's probably the best way to do it. I do want to keep the hopper for this missile thing up on the bridge as well here. It's not the bridge. I don't know why I keep calling it that. But I want to keep that here because then I know that that's where I can reload the guns. Now, that's probably a stupid thing to do. Maybe I need a very secure room where I can actually load all the hoppers. Don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not sure how good glass is going to be against bullets yet. So maybe that's one thing we need to test. But we'll see. So we'll kind of work that out as we go. But in essence, the way I want this kind of top bit to work is going to be just very much for the a simple single hopper that then filters through to 4 missile turrets, and we'll do then a feed all the way to the bottom of the ship, so that when we do the underneath part, we then have the same hopper feeding all 8 turrets. And then I think I'm going to really look again at maybe how we have a central corridor through the ship that maybe just has a conveyor system all the way through it. Because again, thankfully, we did build the ship with an internal skin and an external skin. So you see these turrets kind of look good because we've not got conveyors going to them. It's all hidden under the armor plate. Plus, I could then surround these turrets with heavy armor plate, and then they're going to be pretty robust. So that's kind of the plan, I guess. So here we go as we kind of break in. So here we've now broken through into the engineering area. So this is now just a solid fall all the way. So I need to be a bit careful here. But again, I don't mind if you've got pipes in the engineering bits. If I just drop down here, you'll see what I mean. So in this open area here, I don't mind if there's pipes and so on around here. I just want it to look obviously not terrible. So that's kind of the plan. For this bit, need to move the doors, need to move a lot of stuff, but the premise is, again, as simple as it is for the guns, is just to have a simple hopper that you can then just load up with all the missiles, and then you've got all of the ammo pretty much there ready to go. I was going to put the hopper next to this one, but I know that you probably can't do that just because of the way that the conveyors would then link, so I need to be a bit careful of that. I will do some experimentation to see if you can just have a single ammo drop point for everything. It kind of makes sense, maybe it does, but I don't know how smart the ammo conveyor system is, so we're going to have to really kick the tires of it. And that's it. We're just going to build conveyors, and then they go drop down. Then we'll just have 2 tubes connecting the conveyors together, and then that obviously feeds up into the top of the ship, into the missile turret, so that when they start firing missiles, they will automatically reload as well. So, you know, a little bit fiddly, a lot of work, I must admit. And yes, I'm cheating. I'm using creative now just because, oh my God, I couldn't imagine doing it normally, just because I want to get it done, if you know what I mean. And I think really the reality is that this is coming together very nicely indeed. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Join us next time as we kill more things.